Okay, folks, today I want to do a quick little review of my newest purchase, which is the Lochby Sidekick. And if you've watched my videos, you know I'm a big fan of the LockBee pocket notebook or pocket journal, I think. And I'm obviously, again, multi sort of notebook system. So this is my daily driver. This is what I journal in. This is what I take notes on calls with. So this is kind of the everything notebook. And inside of here, you can see kind of the classic A version of this. So as a companion to this, obviously it's too big to kind of take with me, has always been the pocket journal. We'll kind of go through this as I review this, but this has been something that drops into my bag, goes into my jacket pocket, but it doesn't perfectly fit into my pants pockets, right? So this has always been just like a tiny bit, probably larger to make it truly sort of EDC. So there's a chance that I kind of leave it behind, but this is definitely a favorite item. A companion for a really long time. So when this came out and it was kind of touted as something that you could slip into your pocket, I was kind of interested about this. So let's kind of go to the desktop view and drop down sort of the comparison between these two and how I've been using this since I purchased it. So let's go to this one first, because this has been a companion that I've been using for a very long time. So a couple nice features. Obviously, stash a pen in here. This is a pen that I've got to review if it's not already published, but man, I love this pen. I have put a Pilot G2 in here to replace the original Electrum ink in here, which was pretty good, but I like that Pilot G2 gel. So anyway, that goes in here perfectly. Some people complain that this is a little bit tight, but you know, for the type of pens that I use, this has always worked just fine, right? So there's a Muji, which is a favorite. This is also a common one. You're going to see that over here is my Uni 1. That fits in there pretty nicely. The only ones that kind of get you into trouble, which obviously I and everybody else loves, the Pilot G2. A little bit tight, but that's really this. That's just the factor of kind of the ergodynamics of this little plastic thing. It's gonna snag on things, or it's gonna sort of be tight. So, and then of course you can do Fisher. So again, not going to review this, but I do want to kind of take you through so you have a comparison of what I'm comparing. So some of the features I love about this particular notebook is it fits my field journals or my field notes. I'm a big fan of that. I'm a subscription holder. I just love the fact that Field Notes sends me different stuff. It's creative, it's inspirational. They always have kind of just like the neatest little elements to them. And like I said, sometimes they get creative and create sort of new things for me to think about and approaches to notes. So always a big fan. Field Notes fits in here perfectly. Obviously, you can also, LockBee has theirs. Paper quality, pretty much similar. Actually, Field Notes, I don't know if they've sort of upgraded their paper, but it's almost better than most of these. But this has got a Tomy River, so you can do, you know, it's got the Tomy River paper, so you can do fountain pens and those sorts of things. And then you can go kind of the cheap route as well. So they all fit in there nicely. So this has been perfect for me. I can stash some other things. Obviously, I'm a glasses wearer, so I can do the lenses, do the little boo-boo kit. This is something I'm a fan of carrying around. It's just these little sticky notes, because this is what I use to mark up or keep track of inside of my notebooks, certain pages. You can see that I've kind of marked. Also use this in books and that sort of thing. So I like having a way to stash that away. And it just kind of slips in here. So super simple. The other thing that's nice here is you can kind of stash some other things back here. If you want to, you can kind of do multiple pens and pencils if you'd like to. So, and then of course zip everything up. So if you have some loose items, you know, again, I'm a fan of ripping notes out and processing them. So if you've got some notes that you ripped out and you want to process, you can obviously stick those in there nicely and zip them up so that you don't have any loose ends. Not perfect there, but get the idea. So that's been my EDC, that's been my daily driver. So let's come to the Sidekick. So the Sidekick, you can see size-wise, is much smaller. Definitely fits in the pants pocket, both back pocket and front pocket. I actually carry it in my front pocket, and it has just the essentials. Now, one of the things that was kind of an unexpected benefit of this, I was looking for a little bit of a smaller form factor and something that I could just stick in my pants pocket. But long ago, I stopped carrying a wallet because, quite honestly, I would often forget to bring my wallet with me. I'd grab I'd forget my wallet that had all of my driver's license, credit cards. So I started using this. Now, this is perfect. holds a driver's license, debit card, and one credit card. It's always on my phone, so I'm never at that embarrassing moment for paying for dinner and realize that I don't have my credit cards with me. So this continues to be on my phone, and it holds the essentials. But one of the things that I often ran into was, obviously, I have business expenses and I have a business credit card, but you can't put that in here. You have to compromise something. So although I continue to use this, one of the unexpected benefits of this is now, since this is always on me, this essentially becomes the extension or the expansion of my wallet. So it doubles as a wallet. I have business cards in here. I can make sure that I have my concealed carry card on me. And then, of course, what I expected to get from this was always having a notebook and a pen. And this little dynamic here for the pen is just absolutely genius in my mind. So you don't have anything hanging off here, no pin loops, nothing to get stuck. Everything's tight in here. The thing that I was afraid of is because this is so thin that it might drop out, but because when you sort of close this down, it snugs everything in tight. You don't even have to worry about that. So this is a problem, obviously, when you go to something like this, where you've got a pin loop, kind of holds it in, but it's a little bit nerve-wracking. So I always have something with a clip on it to go in there, but this is perfect. So I get to use this pen, which I love, essentially everywhere, tuck it in here. Now, the notebook, as you can see, will not accommodate a field notes, which it's a necessary compromise to get it this small. You kind of got to go down a size to the A7. So that's unfortunate, but it is a necessity, right? So there's no, that's not a negative comment. It's just, you're going to have to figure out an A7 notebook. Surprisingly enough, it's difficult to find an A7 notebook that you can really enjoy. So I've got these, I'll link them down. They're super cheap. I got this huge pack of these things for next to nothing. Literally just piles of them, and you kind of need that because you're going to go through these super quick, but they're great for jotting a quick note down. So I like that. So my first thought when I got this was to kind of just stick this in here, right? But then I kind of noticed this and I'm like, oh, let's just stick it there so I can still use this pocket for index cards, which is perfect. I don't have any, but it does fit perfectly in there. And so I like that sometimes to have that form factor to process notes for book writing and stuff like that. But unfortunately, this does not fit in there. I can't really get it to jam in there, right? So I would have loved for this to be a little bit higher because I don't really have a use for this. I think it's for an air tag, probably works great. I know a lot of people are big fans of air tags. So I don't know, maybe I'll get one and use it. But that's the only kind of negative that I've seen. So I put it in here. So there's a couple things about this sort of approach. One, it's unfortunate that A7 isn't a little bit bigger to take this whole space because, this is great for some quick notes, and you can see I've used it. Actually, oftentimes jotting it down in the weirdest sort of places. That's why my handwriting's wicked messy. So I've used the heck out of this for sure, but unfortunately the size is kind of not perfect in here. So one thing that I started doing to kind of make this a little more sort of snug, and also one of the things that's always with a notebook is where am I in the notebook? I started doing this little trick, which is kind of cool. So I'm a big fan of the click pin and the clip. They'll kind of hold it in here. So this is a great way to kind of immediately open this baby up and know exactly where I'm at. But as you know, I like this pen, so I've been using this. So another video I saw, and actually the guy who designed this, I think it's Level Up EDC. Probably get that wrong, but we'll link to his channel in here. One thing that I saw noted that he did it. One, he's got a different notebook, which I'll link up in there. I've got that on order to try. I think it's a little bit better, a little nicer paper, and he just slips it in like this. And then he has access to these pockets. Like I said, I'll probably get an air tag so I can keep track of this thing. Although I've never done it here and never really lost it. But I'll probably do that just for fun, especially as I take this overseas on travel, and really sort of tightens the package up and tucks this thing in so it's not sort of flopping around. So I like that. Once I saw this, then I thought, wow, so this is an A7, and it's more typical to have this sort of memo style book in this size than kind of the traditional notebook. And I love these for to-do lists. I use them kind of all the time for a quick little to-do list. And so I was like, wow, you know what? Since I'm tucking it in there anyway, I bet. And sure enough, that fits in there great. So I think, even though I bought a bunch of these, I'll work through them, I won't waste them, but I think this is going to be my final carry setup. So I can pull this out, got a little more real estate than I have on this to write. The paper is better. I mean, I can actually, write on here with a fountain pen, no problem. Just show you this. I love these little notebooks. So you can see no feathering, beautiful, and it tucks right in here. So this is the way I'm going to use this. And then of course it's got all the wonderful features of LockBee. This is super rugged. If you dump water on it, it's going to keep it clean and dry. You kind of be hard pressed to pour something down here. So although people love that feature of this, I'm actually, I don't mind it, but like for situations like this, I don't know, I just, zipper's not always necessary. So I think this is good enough for what I do. Even the field journal, I like this form factor. I don't mind it being open. So the zipper's not that important. Here, and the material is super awesome. And then now that I've figured out this little trick, it'll kind of open up some reasons to use this. And then of course you got this whole section in here too. I forgot about it. This is where I tuck in my lens wipes, and you can put a little boo-boo kit in there and everything. So you can get a lot of stuff inside of here. And again, fits inside of a shirt pocket, or inside of your pants pocket, or your jacket or whatever. So this has now become phone, and it becomes an extension or an expanded wallet. And so this is with me every single day. I've been carrying it around for 2 or 3 weeks now, and it's not coming out, right? This is my new thing. This will probably go in my bag. I probably won't completely discard this because it's still just a wonderful form factor and has lots of extra little features, but this is definitely my new wallet. So I hope you enjoyed this little review. All the LockBee products, obviously, all of them well used, but huge fan of those. Any of them you can't go wrong with, but this baby is a real win. I'm really excited that I found this and added it to my EDC. Although I've shown you a lot of LockBee stuff, none of this is sponsored by LockBee. I actually bought all of these with my own money. Unfortunately, I don't even have an affiliate program to give you a discount at this point, but I'm a big fan of this. And LockBee, if you're watching, I would love to get and become a part of your affiliate program so that I give my audience a little bit of discount as they pick these up. But notwithstanding that, these are just wonderful, wonderful items, products. Big fan of the LockBee.